Alright, this is chapter 5 and 6 of Milo and Jazz Mysteries, The Case of the Stinky Socks. Chapter 5. Ethan, do you have to be such a slowpoke? Milo grumbled. Why did his mom pick today to make him babysit his brother? You'd be slowed too if you had a 10-ton tail, Ethan told him. Milo rolled his eyes. You bet Dash Marlowe wouldn't solve so many cases if he had to drag along a kid who thought he was a dinosaur. When they reached the high school, Milo stopped by the baseball field to watch Dylan warm up. His first pitch went wide of the plate. The catcher tossed the ball back, and Dylan tried again. This time he completely missed the backstop. Wow, Milo thought. He'd better find those socks, and fast. With Ethan trailing after him, Milo headed to the locker room. Excuse me, he said to the boy in swim trunks. Have you seen a pair of missing socks? The boy stared at him. If they're missing, how am I supposed to see them? The boy walked off. Maybe that wasn't the best way to put the question. He tried another boy. I'm trying to solve a mystery. Have you noticed something strange around here? The boy grinned. Yeah? Really? What? You, the boy laughed. This wasn't going very well so far. Wait, what was that smell? Sniffing, Milo followed the smell as it grew stronger. What a stink! It had to be Dylan's lucky socks. A boy stood in front of a locker room squeezing goops out of a bottle and putting it in his hair. He looked down at Milo's notebook and flashed him a smile full of big white teeth. Hoping for an autograph, kid? No. Not exactly. Milo sniffed again. What is that stuff? You mean my moose? Milo stared at the smelly goop. That's supposed to be a moose? Moose poop, maybe? Not a moose, the boy said. Moose, for my hair. M-O-U-S-E? That spells mouse, Milo said. The blond boy tossed his hair out of his eyes. Whatever. Look, kid. They don't call me Chip the Champ for winning spelling bees. He grabbed the tennis racket and gave it a swing, checking himself out in the mirror. Sorry, Milo said. That stuff just smelled so bad I thought it was the socks I was looking for. If you want stinky socks, said Chip, you should have had a whiff of the ones I smelled in here yesterday. He shook his head. I hope that guy was taking them out to be burned. Smelly socks? Yesterday? A boy taking them out? Chip must have seen the thief, Milo said. What did he look? Help! Help! Milo looked up and saw Ethan sprinting towards him. Close behind his brother was a giant furry cat wearing a blue and golden Westview Wildcats uniform. You little... Wow, Chip said. I haven't seen Wildcat Willie that ticked off since the head cheerleader's chihuahua wee-weed on his leg. Ethan rushed up and pointed back at Wildcat Willie. It's a saber-toothed tiger! It was about to pounce on me. I clubbed it with my tail and then I sank my teeth into its... Wildcat Willie roared, when I get my hands on you. Milo reviewed his choice. He could try explaining to the angry mascot that his brother was a dinosaur, or he could... Wildcat Willie loomed up in front of them, and Milo grabbed Ethan's hand. Run! Chapter 6. Milo raced around the corner of the school, dragging Ethan behind him. Frantically, he looked for a place to hide. Then he saw the dumpster. Under there, he pushed Ethan underneath and tried to slide in beside him. But it was too tight. He didn't fit. Wildcat Willie's anger roars were getting closer. There was only one thing to do. Stay under here until I tell you to come out, Milo told Ethan. And don't make a peep. Then he scrambled up to the side of the open dumpster and threw himself in. As they landed, he heard footsteps pounding past. I'm gonna... Where'd they go? Milo sank a little lower and felt something slimy and wet against his ears. Ugh. Super sleuths were supposed to hang around in cool and swanky places, like ski lodges and beach clubs, not in dumpsters. If Wildcat Willie didn't flatten Ethan, Milo might do it himself. Then he heard a new voice say, "Dude, what's the deal? I can't take this anymore." Wildcat Willie howled. "It's bad enough having to wear this stupid costume without getting chomped on by some crazy little kid." "Bummer," said the other boy. Wildcat Willie grumbled. "Being mascot sounded like a great way to greet cheerleaders, but all they do is pet my fur and say nice kitty, then they go bouncing off to Blua's with some jock like Chip the Chimp, or Thrilling Dylan." Thrilling Dylan, Milo thought. He must mean Jazz's brother. Can't wait for baseball season to be over. I just hope the team doesn't make it to the state finals. No way am I getting on a bus and... Wildcat Willie's voice faded as the two boys walked off. Maybe the thief wasn't an eagle after all. Wildcat Willie didn't sound too friendly towards Dylan, and he wanted the team to lose. Could he have stolen the lucky socks? Once he was sure the boys were gone, Milo tried to pull himself out of the dumpster, but even on tiptoes he couldn't reach the top. Bending his knees, Milo sprang and missed. He landed on his back, the wind knocked out of him. Then he heard footsteps again. Oh no, had Willie come back? A face appeared over the edge. It stared at him. "What are you doing in there?" Milo sat up, trying to look a bit more dignified. "What are you doing here?" "Looking for the socks, of course," Jazz pointed. "You have old spaghetti on your head." So much for dignity, he brushed it off. Jazz went on. "I figured, who would want to hold on to a pair of stinky socks? Whoever took them probably tossed them into the nearest trash can," she grinned. "But you got here first. You're smarter than I thought." Milo couldn't think of anything to say. "So, are they in there?" Jazz asked. He glanced around. No. Not on top, at least. And as far as he was concerned, if the socks were deep down in the garbage, they could stay there forever. Even an ace detective had to have limits. "Oh well, we'll just have to try something else." Jazz reached out to him. "Need a hand?" Somehow, this didn't seem like the best time to argue about who was working on the case. Besides, he had to admit, searching in the trash can was not a bad idea. Maybe she had more ideas. Maybe some that weren't so gross. Once Milo had climbed down from the dumpster, he told Jazz what he had heard Wildcat Willie say. She made a face. "Something's fishy." "So you suspect him too?" "No, I mean, something smells fishy, like old tuna. Maybe you shouldn't roll around in garbage anymore," she added. But it's great that we have a suspect. Now, if only we can find a witness." Milo perked up. He'd forgotten about Chip the Champ. Quickly, he's filled Jazz in on what Chip had told him in the locker room. Her eyes widened. "We better go find him right away." As they turned to go, a small voice piped up from beneath the dumpster. "Milo, can I please come out?" And tune in next time.